Hey guys, today I'll be reviewing my almost 7-year-old Volkswagen Polo. This is going to be a general overview, and this is especially helpful if you're going to buy this car used. It's going to be kind of a Doug DeMuro and Faizer Khan style video. Doug DeMuro because the quirks and the features, and Faizer Khan because of the POV angle. So let's get started. Let's start off with what we can see over here. The looks. It looks timeless. It's understated, just like every other German car. It has strong, simple creases all over it. The higher variants look way better because they have chrome and everything. This is an old car, and this is the base trim. It actually had black ORVMs and handles, but we had them painted red later on. Another positive is the paint quality. It's really good. It has held up really well over the past 7 years. And it's not like this car has received any special treatment as such. It has spent most of its life under the strong sun. And you know how fucking pathetically Watchman's wash cars. It's just one bucket of water and one dirty rag for everything. But it has still held up extremely well. Another thing, this car is laser welded and not spot welded. This is laser welding is usually stronger, and spot welding you'll see like a black plastic strip going around. And this is a galvanized body, so there's no chance of rusting. Let's get to another positive, stability and handling. This car handles extremely well. It's direct, it's confident. And I think the suspension has the best compromise between comfort and handling. I test drove a lot of cars recently because we were going for a new car, and they had like a shit ton of body roll, whereas this is pretty stable for a family handle. Let's get to the part for which this car is extremely famous, and that is its high speed stability. Even at 140 kilometers per hour, it feels extremely stable. Hey Arya, I test drove a lot of other cars recently because of going for a new car, and those cars felt like they were gonna take off and fly straight to Japan. Very unstable. Whereas this is absolutely amazing for a hatchback. And the bonnet is so heavy that you can do bicep curls with it. Like if you miss one day at the gym, don't worry, you can just, 1, 2. Okay, so this is a 1.2 liter 3-cylinder engine. It's a diesel. It produces 75 PS of power and 118 Newton meters of torque. Now this engine has been discontinued, so you can only get this if you're buying it used. So for the people that are buying this used, see this does have turbo lag. Okay, that's there, but it pulls extremely well after 2000 RPM. And I've driven cars with more torque, but the power delivery on this is amazing. And 1.2 liter puppy, this pulls extremely well. Like even at 150, 160, it keeps on pulling. By the way, I don't do that in India. I do that in Mexico. In the newer diesels, you'll get a 1.5, which has less turbo lag, one more cylinder, so it's a 4-cylinder. Recently test drove the Ameo diesel, and holy fuck, that has 250 Newton meters of torque and 110 bhp. That car is fucking insane. It pulls so well. And in that car, in Ameo, you'll just do triple digit speed with the blink of an eye. Okay, now let's get to another positive. The interior feels very premium. It's chunky, it's very nice. This is the base version, but the higher trims feel way better. Actually, a lot of people have been really surprised by the quality and the premium feeling of this interior when they sat in. I've gotten a lot of compliments. This interior has truly stood the test of time. Even after 7 years and 130,000 kilometers, this interior has held up extremely well. No knocking sounds, no no wear and tear, nothing. So the digital display over here shows the temperature, distance to empty, odometer. It has a trip meter. I'm not gonna function through this because I don't know how to do it. Yeah. I know that sounds fucking okay. Let me try. Okay, so there's your trip meter. So here are your telltale lights. Okay, so really cool feature of the telltale lights is that you don't know they're there unless you do this. They're even no matter how hard you try to look for them, you will not find them. A very good quirk. This car is also well known for this. Yes, that sounds good. Even after 7 years, no plastics have come off. Everything is as it was. No rattling, no nothing. Now you can easily store a 1 liter bottle over here. This pocket right here is extremely deep, so if you want to hide joints or lighters, very good place. It goes to here. It's very deep. You can literally put your fucking hand inside. This is your lock unlock button. This car only locks from the outside, not from the inside. You have your headlight switches over here. And of course the strokes are the other way around. This is European, this is German. So here are your light switches and here is a wiper switch. Yes, this variant, like my car in particular, the trendline version, does not get power windows at the back, which is a real fuck up because this interior is so good and it does not get power windows. If you're gonna go for the Polo, go for the higher trims. The baseline is too basic. Sun visor. Okay, no mirror because this is a baseline, and I still have plastic on after 7 years because I'm Gujarati. We want to preserve things as much as we can. Your light. The glove box is the biggest glove box I have ever seen in my fucking life. This is huge.
That's what she said.
You can keep your sunglasses over here, but we have other shit over here. Bulb kit over here. I think you can keep some checks over here, coins. And yes, the glove box is massive. You also get this nice leather pouch from VW. It has a little magnet. This way you can keep all your documents. You also get quite a few storage spaces in this car. Now this is an aftermarket stereo, so there's a space over here. Otherwise you won't have it. See, the Trendline did not even come with a stereo. It's fucked up. Here's your ashtray. You don't have anything in here. Another good place to hide joints. And you have a lot of storage spaces like here. You also get a Polo with a Polo. Like the stuff that VW offers is amazing. And you can see all this space over here. You can keep your phone, coins, anything. These doors are like extremely heavy. And the door sills are pretty big for a hatchback. So getting out is not the easiest thing. Like you really have to like work with your legs. And you can see all these scratches over here. Yeah, idiots do that to my car. These headrests are like huge dildos. They block your visibility while reversing. It is pathetic. New Polos get a much smaller headrest, which is way better for visibility. This is just too big. Now you cannot store a 1 liter. Fuck you, man. Now you cannot store a 1 liter bottle over here. No space. You can just keep some. What's in here? Okay. Guys, I forgot to mention the steering wheel is tilt and telescopic, which is surprising for such a basic, version of the car. Okay, so watch how the trunk opens. Voila. Ignore that sound. It just started happening. So the trunk is pretty big actually. I think this is the biggest in the segment. It does compromise on the rear space, but it is pretty big. It is the biggest in the segment. The spare tire here, your toolkit, a couple of screwdrivers. And you also have this thing over here. Like, there's like a, look at this. Yeah, it's like a reflector type thing. It forms a triangle like this. Useful if you're abandoned somewhere at night. This was inspired from the Mumbai floods. Now, I completely forgot to show you. The trunk opens from the inside. Look at that. Voila. Literally, there's no one out there. Like, literally. Just look at this. It's that simple. So as I said, oh fuck this. The fuel door opens like this. You don't need to open it from the inside. It's that simple. And as I said, the doors unlock from the inside in case you want to jump out at 120 kilometers per hour. Just in case. If you want to, you can do it. It's a good feature. That's a new sound that wasn't there before. Now those are all the positive. Now let's get started with the negatives. And although this is a pretty perfect car if you ask me, there are negatives. The biggest con of this car, and it's a pretty famous one, is the rear leg room. Fuck. Let's start with the headroom. Now the roof is pretty low, which is good for looks, stability, fuel efficiency, handling, everything, okay? But if you're over 6 foot, your hair is going to start touching and it's going to be uncomfortable on longer journeys. Now the driver's seat is set according to my height, so there's decent space everywhere. But if there's someone 6 foot in the front and there's someone 6 foot in the back, forget it, bro. Not going to happen. So if you're in a family and your mother's short, then if you're 6 foot, then you'll have to sit behind your mom. That's kind of how it has to work. 6 foot behind 6 foot cannot work. Now 5 people in the car is going to be extremely tight fit because this transmission tunnel is huge. It's massive, and that's what she said. But this is massive, so you're gonna have to keep your legs like this, which you'll basically be fighting with the other person for leg room and for shoulder room. So 5 people, extremely tight fit, and just getting from one side of the car to the other side is so hard. Like, this transmission tunnel is so huge. Like, it's gonna be a huge pain in the ass.
That's what he said, right, guys? Because of gay.
How fucking difficult this is. I have to like jump in the car and dance in the car in order to just go from one side to the other side. The gap from the seat to the ground is pretty big because of the huge door sill, and this gap is also not that big, so getting in and out is a huge pain in the ass. Like, this is so difficult. Oh lord, this is so difficult. Like, you have to like push your head inside. One time my friend's grandmom had to sit in the back seat of my car very unfortunately, and in order for her to get out, she literally had to like sleep on the seat, get her legs out, and then go out. And she almost lost her breath and died in that because it's so difficult. So if you have elders, they're gonna have to sit in the front, back seat. No, no, unless you wanna kill them. That's the case. Do it, baby. Best way. Now look, I'm young, I'm decently fit, I can get out, but anyone who's elderly, no, no. The legroom is not all that much, but the trunk is pretty big, so I guess there is kind of a pro in this. But I don't know what VW was thinking, man. Because like smaller cars have more legroom and they feel less congested. Now see, the door panels and everything feels pretty chunky and very luxurious, but that also adds to the tight feeling of this car, which is a good thing and a bad thing. For me, it's a good thing because everything just feels so good, but I'm sure that's not the case with most people. Okay, but there is some good here. The windows are not that small. They're decent size, so on the highways, on longer journeys, it's not really a problem. You have a little window over here. And this handle fucking sucks because every time you leave it, it bangs. What the fuck? The under thigh support is amazing for a hatchback for this price range. Yep, it is pretty good. So yeah, the seat itself is pretty comfortable. I have this cute pillow over here. I don't know, no one actually ever uses it, but I have it here anyways. It just looks good. Go for the comfort line or the high line. They're beautiful cars, and go for the diesel because the petrol sucks. The 1.5 diesel is fucking phenomenal. Go for that if you like driving. I saw Faisal Khan's review and he said that they should just put a roll cage in the back because there's absolutely no space. I strongly disagree with that. This is manageable, guys. This is manageable. You have my word on that. But if your priority is someone else's comfort in the backseat, then don't get this car. Number one. Number two, if your entire family is tall, then don't get this car. But if you're into driving and you love driving, you're into driving dynamics, then get this car. Now look, the engine is a pro and a con. The turbo lag is fucking horrible. Alright guys, sorry for the bad quality because it is night time. It needed to be night time so I can show you the gauges. Now let me demonstrate the turbo lag. Bitch, choosing me, I you stripping in the street. Put my other hoes down, you get your ass beat. Okay, so second gear, 1000 RPM, the car is going on its own, alright? Full gas. Yeah. Let's do that in the third gear again. So 1000 RPM again, full gas. Go baby, go baby, go baby, go baby, go baby. And now it's pulling really hard. Yeah. It is extremely loud, both inside and outside. Now, and because this insulation thing has come off over time, it's even louder and it vibrates like a crazy motherfucker. Okay, the vibrations are insane. I'm going to start the engine up so you can hear it for yourself. Now, it's going to make some key sound. Don't worry about it. It's not the engine. It's some electrical thing over here. So, and we're going to get that sorted out pretty soon. Don't worry about that. Let's start it up. Another huge con is the clutch. The clutch is definitely on the heavier side. It's pretty deep and hard.
SOS, lo que dice él. That's what he says.
The amount of travel that it has is insane. So in stop-go traffic, this is not the best thing. This car has been fairly reliable. It hasn't given us any problems as such. And so the engine is a bit louder now. It does vibrate more. The suspension has started making some sort of sound. That's kind of a given with the amount of age and kilometers on this car. Clutch has become pretty heavy and weak, but that's kind of a given. That's just usual wear and tear. Service period is 1 year or 15,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. The parts are on the expensive side, but just remember that you're getting a product that is so much. I personally think that it is so much more superior than the other rivals, and VW is working hard on bringing the cost of the parts down. You know what? Even if it does cost a teeny bit more, I think it's well over justified with the quality and just everything superior that you get with this car. And you know what? If you're gonna get this car, just go and test drive it for yourself. Don't listen to some guy on the internet. Like, you can take my word of advice, you should, because I'm speaking from 7 years of experience. But if you really want to know what this car feels like, you should drive it for yourself. Everything I talked about the engine, that's only relevant to the 1.2 liter 3-cylinder 75 PS and 180 Newton meters of torque wala engine. This engine has been discontinued, and if you're going to go for the Polo, go for the higher trims and go for the diesel. The diesel is just so much better than the petrol. If you get the diesel, it's only then that you can truly appreciate the driving dynamics of this car. If you like driving and you have to go out on the highway often, go for this. If you want rear legroom, just get a Maruti 800, because that probably has better ergonomics. Not really, but probably. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck.